actually. Today I'm going to show you how you can make a little bird sculpture out of just cardboard, scissors, and a little tissue and glue and tape, okay? Now open your cereal box up by going along the edge so that you have a flat piece. When we draw our bird shape, you want to use a kind of a wide curving angle for the top of the head, like top of the head, down and up to the wings, and then go back to the beak and maybe come under and come up like a nice belly. They're in springtime now, they've got a full belly. They might even have an egg in them. You can see how as you draw a bird, you can kind of picture an egg there and an egg there, like 2 eggs for the body. You don't need to draw those. Right now, I just want you to know how to draw just a swoopy thing. And there's so many different types of birds. Your bird does not have to look like this bird. There are so many different types. But the point is to have it kind of be soft and curving and nothing too tight, nothing too small, because that's going to be hard to do something like that. So try and have it. Look at how this is almost the size of my hand here. You want to have your bird be from there to there, like a good size of your hand, okay? So take that and we'll cut that out. And then once we've cut that out, we're going to trace that shape again, not on top of the lines where the folds are, because that's a weakness, but in another area. Once you have your 2 little bird edges cut out, you need 2 more pieces for this project. It consists of 4 pieces of cardboard. You need strips that can hold the 2 parts, so we get a 3-dimensional sculpture here with a side, top, side, and a bottom. So we need 2 strips. So the best place to get them is in these boxes, in this space right here. It's almost perfect. In fact, if you take a ruler, it's almost half of a ruler, twice a ruler wide, and that's what I'm going for. You can do whatever width you want. If you're doing a gigantic bird, you might want to use this whole shape for your width. But for these little birds, I'm just going to do inch-wide strips. So then you cut these out. Ta-da! Ta-da! So there, that's what you need. You need, here are the pieces for the project. For this next part, you need tape and your 4 pieces. I like to pre-rip my pieces of tape. They don't need to be very big, and in fact, they don't even need to be very wide, so I rip them to get more like this. You can take 1 strip and 1 side of the birds, and I like to start with the top of the bird. So near the peak, I'm going to tape these 2 together at a 90-degree angle. And so that means a piece of tape on the front and right there across, just to tack it down. I'm going to fold it. This cardboard is nice and thin enough for, not folding, I'm going to curve it around like there, curve it over the head, and then I'm going to push it down there. With 1 hand hold it, and with the other hand put the See, and now I've got to curve it back up. Look at that. It's not very pretty, but it does the job. And then I can use some of this tape on the inside as well to just reinforce it. I'll come in, put it there and there, there and there. This is all going to be covered up later, so it doesn't really matter how crazy it looks. And this is an inside, so you really don't need to. Now when I get up here, I want to help push this up. See how it's fallen down a little bit? I'm going to push it up to the tail, put it there. And I think I'll put another one there to hold it up. There you have a half of a bird. So can you guess what I'm going to do with this side? It's going to go over here, but what I like to do is I'm going to attach the bottom part first. So I'm going to start at the beak, push it together. Now let's make sure I want it like this. Yes. I'm going to push this up. Put a little piece of tape here, and I'm going to push it up under the beak and wrap it around the beak a little bit there. That should hold it. Put a piece of tape at the chest. Yes. Curve it a little bit under here, under the belly. There we go. Over the tail end. There we go. Just a little bit more. See, we just need tiny pieces of tape, but it is nice to not have to rip them while you're doing this. That's why it's nice to have them prepared ahead of time. Now, I'm going to tape it on the inside with a couple pieces just to reinforce it so it won't fall apart later before we get the rest of it together. Now, we don't need to have this extra piece here so much when we put them together. So I'm going to trim this one. I'm going to trim the belly by just going straight across. I think the beak is good. So it'll fit together like this and this. And now it's time to rip some more tape, right? There's a little gap there, but that's okay. Here. This part gets a little messy. Just a little glue, a little water, stir it up. What you're going to do is you're going to take your paper and you're going to wrap it around here. Cover up everything. Don't worry about wrinkles. it dry overnight, and then it should be tough and beautiful. This is when I pull out some markers and I decide to do a little drawing, like I need his eye. And you know they have a little ear, right? So after you finish decorating them, you can put them on your windowsill and see how beautiful they are. Look, even the birds outside might enjoy them.